Hi, my name is Harry Osborne, and my media group consisted of Sophie Groves, Sophie Hill and I. In October, we were assigned with the task of creating a 2-minute opening sequence for our film. During our planning and research tasks, we decided that the most appropriate genre would be a drama/thriller. The reason for this is that as we were watching other sequences of this genre, we found these ones to be the most appealing to us in terms of content and mise-en-scène. There were also fewer limitations on the technologies that we could use. We used the internet for the research aspect of our coursework. We looked on Art of the Title and YouTube in order for us to analyse opening sequences of blockbuster films so we could understand and see the typical conventions of opening sequences. Today's modern technology also allowed us access to sites such as Netflix. This is a website on which you subscribe to and get to watch as many films as you want that are on there for free. 2 of us in the group have a subscription to this, meaning that we could help each other out with the research towards our task. A key factor that has allowed us to film an opening sequence is democratisation. This has allowed everyone to be able to film whatever he or she desires with access to different forms of technology. People can film anything they want with minimal teaching of the knowledge, and if they wish to know more, there are hundreds of different ways for them to find out through the internet.
Hi, I'm Sophie Groves. The main pieces of equipment that we used were a camera and a tripod. All of our shots were filmed with the same camera, a Sony DSC HX20V. We changed the settings on the camera from automatic to manual, meaning that we could change the brightness in the kitchen to make it look like it was a regular morning. In order for us to do this, we had to go into the shooting settings and change the AF illuminator to our desired settings. Due to the fact that we used our own camera and not one from the school, it was difficult for us to get the footage off of the camera and onto the school system, as they were not compatible with one another. In terms of the tripod, we used this for the majority of the shots, however, not all of them would have worked with the tripod. For example, the shot of Ellie walking over to the cards would not have worked with the camera attached to the tripod, so we used handheld movement to film. We were worried this would come out extremely shaky in the final editing, so we decided to do some test filming to make sure it came out professional. The other piece of equipment that we decided to use was a sound recorder. We borrowed this from our school to record a snippet of a radio channel. We thought this would be effective on our opening sequence, as it is a unique piece of audio footage and adds to the verisimilitude of the piece.
Hi, I'm Sophie Hill. When we were creating this opening sequence, we had to consider the different forms of technologies that are available to us, such as Final Cut Express and LiveType. For us, this was the first time that we used Final Cut for editing, so we were set a preliminary task to practice filming and editing so our opening sequence would look the best quality we could achieve. However, the creation of our opening sequence was different to our preliminary task, as we had to consider transitions and effects, audio and importing other software files such as LiveType on top of the continuity of our filming. In our opening sequence, a specific example where we used the benefits of Final Cut was in shot 16 on our first draft. We slowed down the pace of the footage when Ellie dropped the card to make it look more shocking to the audience and to see Ellie's reaction to the card. When considering slowing down the footage, we had to think about the stereotypical comedy element to it, and so to combat this, we slowed down the shot after as well for continuity. In terms of the micro elements that we learnt whilst using Final Cut, we needed to make sure all of the transitions between the shots looked professional and flowed well. It was difficult for us to add these 2 shots together and make it work. One of these clips was filmed with a tripod and the other being handheld. Therefore, it was hard to gain the continuity that we wanted, as with all of our other clips. In regards to LiveType, this is where most of our issues came around. On our storyboard, the production and distribution companies that we had planned were too ambitious. We hadn't looked at the available effects before, and so did not take these into consideration while storyboarding. On the other hand, our distribution company, Hotspot Studios, was adaptable to LiveType, as there was an effect that suited the company, but was just not what we had originally planned. While storyboarding our main title, Disconnected, we assumed there would be a typewriter effect on LiveType for us to use. However, when we got around to creating it, there was no available effect that would suit our desired idea for our title. It was a priority for us to make sure that the title looked professional and fit in with the narrative of our opening sequence. We ended up creating the main title on Final Cut, as here we could access the desired effect that we had originally planned. Also, on this software, we could adjust the speed to the preferred length, and it was easier for us to add non-diegetic sound over the title. Once we completed our opening sequence, we could upload it up to YouTube, and then upload it onto our blog posts. Media convergence has allowed media and technology to come together and for the wider audience to see our work.